What goes down when the normally untouchable reality TV star is finally confronted? This season's Sister Wives finale just blew the whistle on decades of silence, and you won't believe what occurred between Kody Brown and the host of the show. Hello guys, welcome back to TLC Vibes. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. In last night's episode of Sister Wives, Sukanya Krishnan, the show's one-on-one host, finally confronted reality TV star Kody Brown, providing longtime viewers with a sense of vindication after years of frustration. On the season 19 finale's second half, Krishnan publicly called out Kody, even calling him a baby for refusing to answer difficult questions. Kody attempted to dominate the interview, saying to her, "I could shut you down if I wanted to." But Sukanya wasn't about to let him get the better of her and retorted, "No, you can't." Kody even clapped back in reply, affirming, "Yes, I can do that." Fans are applauding Sukanya for calling out Kody on his behavior and how he appears to be rewriting the history of his wives, Robin, Mary, Christine, and Janelle Brown. When Kody became defensive, Sukanya cut him down with, "Okay, or you could stop acting like a baby and have a grown-up conversation like the rest of us." Sister Wives fans on Reddit shared relief and pride at Sukanya finally confronting Kody, whom many felt had been dodging tough questions, particularly of Robin. One fan commented, "So proud of Suki for saying that, another he's getting paid to do a job, but he just crosses his arms and refuses to answer." This candid interview indicated unmistakably that Robin is still the sacred cow, with Kody deflecting questions that included her, vindicating Janelle and Christine. Fans were also amused and relieved on social media. One said, "Is there going to be a stare-down contest? Because I'll just stare back just the same." Suki has finally arrived. Another added, "Suki calling him a baby? Priceless." Sukanya Krishnan is currently hosting the Sister Wives one-on-one episodes for the 4th season. Over the years, fans have criticized her for not being tough enough on Kody and Robin Brown. But this season, she's clearly taken a stronger stance, stepping up her questioning and holding them more accountable. Interestingly, Sukanya rarely responds to fan comments about her interview style. Back in 2023, she replied to a fan on Instagram saying, "My biggest criticism isn't that you don't ask hard questions, but that you explain too much to Kody. I wish you would stop directing his responses and just let him and Robin speak." In the first one-on-one episode, Sister Wives Christine Brown shared some revealing and emotional insights about her past marriage to Kody. During a candid conversation with her current husband, David Woolley, Christine admitted how much her life used to revolve around Kody. She told David, "You realize I loved Kody for years." Then, in a brutally honest moment, she confessed, "So much of my life was focused on him, and it makes me disgusted with myself." David responded warmly, "You're always here. You're always a constant. I never knew when Kody would be around. He kept us on edge all the time." Christine admitted how her life was deeply wrapped up in the chaos surrounding Kody, revealing the emotional toll it took on her. Christine explained how much of her life revolved around Kody's needs and the family's demands. With 6 children, Aspen, Michael T., Pawn, Gwyn, Isabel, and Truly, she revealed how their plans always had to shift to accommodate Kody. "He didn't just follow our instructions," Christine told Suki. "To make room for him, we had to change everything. And that's not fair. It's frustrating. He became the center of our lives, and, honestly, I find that really aggravating. The fact that I went through that makes me feel ashamed." Christine became Kody's 3rd wife in 1994. Over their 25-year marriage, they raised 6 children together before separating in 2021. In 2023, Christine remarried, tying the knot with David Woolley. The latest interview with Kody marked a noticeable shift. This rare confrontation lit up social media, as fans have long awaited a moment when Kody would be held accountable. For years, viewers have criticized how certain family members, especially Kody, seemed to dodge responsibility during reunion episodes. The episode started calmly, but quickly escalated into a tense showdown. Kody, known for trying to control conversations and giving vague justifications for his changing loyalties, attempted to take over the interview by threatening to shut it down. But this time, Suki Krishnan, previously seen as too soft, stood her ground and fired back sharply. She told him that acting like a spoiled child wouldn't get him anywhere, shutting down his attempt to intimidate her. Suki's exact words, "Stop behaving like a baby and talk like an adult," struck a powerful chord with the audience and instantly ignited conversations across fan forums. This moment didn't come out of nowhere. For many seasons, viewers were frustrated by the host's seemingly lenient approach toward the patriarch and his current partner, often dodging tough questions about their role in the family's breakdown. But this season, Suki showed a new level of energy and assertiveness. She stayed firm, pushing forward even as the patriarch clearly grew uncomfortable under the spotlight. Online reactions flooded in. One fan called it a long overdue reckoning. Another wrote, "Finally, someone said what we've all been thinking. He's been rewriting history for years." One of the most liked comments praised Suki's pushback as the only honest moment we've had in a long time. Not only did she accuse him of defensiveness, but she also pointed to his selective accountability. When questioned about his relationships with the other women in his life, he evaded, dodged, and even disputed the very questions, exposing the emotional distance between him and his ex-partners. Millions watched as years of broken promises, emotional abandonment, and shattered relationships finally boiled over on television. A well-known family member courageously opened up about her past marriage and how it contrasts sharply with her current life. In the most recent episode of this highly anticipated reality special, a woman from this complicated family bravely opened up about feelings and frustrations she'd long kept hidden. With her current partner standing beside her, a steady source of support and stability, so different from the uncertainty and emotional chaos of her earlier years, she faced her past head-on, unraveling the tangled emotions tied to her previous relationship with the family patriarch. As the cameras rolled, capturing this intimate moment, she looked directly ahead with steady yet regretful eyes and said, "You know, it was only a few years ago that I truly loved him." Her words lingered, heavy with reflection, as she spoke quietly but firmly to her current partner, revealing the love she once felt for the man she had spent decades with. She went on, "So much of my life was circling around him, and now, looking back, it makes me feel a sort of disgust, not at him, but at myself for circumscribing my world so small around his desires and needs." This was not a memory, it was a painful acknowledgement of how deeply that relationship had engulfed her, so that she felt lost looking back. Looking to her current boyfriend, she compared her unstable background with her current stability. "There's assurance with you. I know when you arrive. I feel your presence every day." But with him, there was always a question mark around him, she said quietly. "We never knew if he would actually be present, if he was listening, or if he was really engaged. He kept us all guessing, always leaving us in suspense, but never truly being there." It wasn't just that he followed his own path, she explained. It was that the entire family had to constantly shift their plans, hopes, and even their identities to fit into the mold he created. Her voice softened, but the weight of her words was undeniable. The instability she endured left a lasting mark. She admitted that every part of her daily life, her decisions, emotions, and routines revolved around the needs and desires of the man she had married. "That kind of life isn't fair," she said bluntly. "It makes everything about one person, and it drains you completely." The heaviness of that truth was clear in her tone. After a moment of silence, she added, "Looking back and realizing how much I let myself live that way is frustrating, heartbreaking, and honestly embarrassing. It makes you forget you are outside of that relationship." She came into the marriage as the third wife of the head of the family, into a home where love and devotion were distributed among several partners, but not always equality. Her tale is not so much an individual testimony as a glimpse into the complex dynamics of a family system in the public eye for decades. Together, they built a large family, welcoming 6 children who became the heart of their world, bonding them through shared memories and experiences. But beneath that surface, behind the family gatherings and celebrations, there was a deep, unspoken tension, a sense that the mother's personal needs and feelings had long been overlooked. After over 20 years, the relationship finally broke down, and she had the painful decision to leave that part of her life behind. While painful, this decision paved the way for new beginnings and personal growth. She later met a loving partner who provided a warm heart and rock-solid support. Her marriage today could not be more different from the unstable, often draining relationship she left behind. Viewers were given a rare, intimate look into the emotional challenges of navigating love within a polyamorous family, and the courage it takes to break free and redefine love and partnership on your own terms. Her honest reflection wasn't just a confession, it was a powerful story of resilience, healing, and the pursuit of happiness despite a difficult past. As the longest season of Sister Wives comes to a close, tensions are coming to a boil. The bigger question everyone is now pondering, is this the beginning of the end for the Brown family on TV? The emotional aftershocks from what many are calling the most intense chapter in the history of this once tightly knit polygamous household continue ripples across social media and devoted fan communities. For the first time in over a decade, viewers witnessed a raw, unfiltered glimpse into the unraveling relationships that have defined the show. The season's closing moments centered on grief, regret, and what felt like a collective reckoning for the family's future. There was a growing recognition among the family and viewers alike that the plural family structure no longer resembled its original roots. The latest episodes didn't hold anything back. This wasn't just a season finale, it was a reckoning. A show long marked by distance and grief was shaken to its core by a major loss, the sudden death of one of the sons shared by two key family members. This tragedy cast a shadow over every scene that followed. From that moment on, the focus shifted away from marital conflicts and betrayals to the emotional distance now separating lives that were once tightly intertwined. Mary, Janelle, and Christine each live in separate stakes now, forging their own paths. They no longer orbit the same family, the same man, or the once shared goal of plural unity. One calls the Red Rocks of southern Utah home. Another has moved closer to the lush East Coast. The third is laying down new roots in Utah with a partner who isn't part of the original family tree. Meanwhile, Kody and Robin remain in their familiar Arizona home, though even their relationship has changed in unexpected ways over recent years. Much of the material came across as a time capsule, already ancient history by the time it was broadcast, instead of an up-to-date snapshot of where the family is now. While the final one-on-one interviews with the family guaranteed emotional resolution and answers, the news came that these interviews had been conducted months before a number of key developments in the Brown family's lives. Viewers were left with more questions than answers, waiting to see what the future holds for this once united family. Viewers were also left wondering about the fate of the now infamous piece of land, the spot that was supposed to be the site of a shared dream home. The long-standing disputes regarding the division of property were never broached. Even more significantly, there was not a word about extended court battles involving custody or financial terms between former suitors. Devoted viewers felt let down by the lack of discussion regarding these very real repercussions of the breakup of the family. But the emotional revelations, particularly regarding issues of abandonment, favoritism, and redefining self-worth, were impossible to avoid. One tough question was asked to every adult cast member. If you could go back in time, would you choose plural marriage again? After heartfelt reflections, none of the former sister wives wished to return to their past lives. Janelle admitted that if given the chance, she wouldn't choose the same partner again. Christine spoke openly about feeling deeply betrayed. Mary, the first wife and long-standing pillar of the family, found a sense of closure by stating that she no longer views polygamy as